Assalamu Alaikum, sister. Thank you for writing to our live session. As I understand, you're a teacher in a private university. You've been married for 8 years and you have 2 children. However, you state that from the very beginning of your marriage, you notice that your husband is indifferent to the responsibilities and duties of a married life, right? Especially since both of you are Muslim. Married life is based on Islamic foundations, correct? You stated that in the beginning you were patient and you didn't complain and you tried to work things out. You tried to avoid anything that would be a disturbance to him. But you state that your husband, always joked around in the house and was very careless about household expenses. You indicated that he quit his job 5 years ago to start a business, and you're bearing most of the expenses since marriage for the family. Sister, as you know, in Islam, the husband is supposed to support the family. He's financially responsible, not you. Of course, if you work and you want to contribute to the family, that's a blessing, right? That's a big blessing, but it's your choice. Islamically, he is supposed to work and support you and the children. But sadly, he's not. You stated that a lot of things have been going on that you feel that you do not need to take from him, right? You mentioned that during your pregnancies, he had no worries about, the doctor or getting pregnant or, having tests done. He never went to the doctor with you. He basically just stayed in the background, right? So you had to go through the pregnancies alone. And additionally, if you ever asked for money, he would give it to you very unwillingly, right? And that's not, the signs and the stature of a loving husband that is, following Islam, right? He's supposed to be very loving and merciful and kind to you. He's not supposed to be stingy and stubborn and unbending, right? He's supposed to be taking care of you. You state that, since he started his business, there's no improvement in that. And you're not sure, why. It doesn't make any sense to you. Additionally, there's been a lot of times where he goes, out of town, I believe it is, for 10 days. And he doesn't give you an explanation. He just comes and goes for, a week at a time and comes back and, behaves like it's normal. I'm not sure if you question him about the business or where he's going, but, it is your right to know, sister. But if it would cause an upheaval or an abuse or for him to blow up, maybe it's better left not being asked at this point, right? Because I noticed that later on in your question and in your explanation, you stated that, he would yell and he was abusive. He would talk dirty to you and use bad language and treat you very badly. Sister, if you're in an abusive relationship, you do need to leave, right? Usually in Islam, we stay, to try to save the marriage at any cost, right? Except for abuse. So if you are in a situation where he's hitting you, okay, you didn't say he was physically hitting you, you need to leave immediately with the children, right? Not let him know you're going, of course, but just leave and get to safety. I kindly suggest if there is a community center around you or domestic violence hotline you could call, please do call them and make safe arrangements, okay? Or just go to your mom's. You had mentioned your mom lived nearby, go there. But your safety and the children's safety is number one. And again, I'm not saying that he's physically hitting you or abusing you, but I'm just saying that in case he is. The other abuse that he's doing, right, mentally, emotionally, and financially is still abuse, right? And that's still haram. That's still sinful. That's still harmful, as you could see, because now you're feeling depressed and angry and you're feeling like you hate him because he's mistreating you, and he should not be. You know, you're a beautiful, pious Muslima. You're the mother of his children, and he should be treating you like a gold, right? He should be treating you like a queen. So, sister, I would like you to please look at your situation, okay? And ask yourself, do you want to live the rest of your life like this? I also want you to ask yourself, is this the example that you want your children to grow up with? Okay? Because your children are watching, and they see how he is. And if the answer is yes, then so be it. If the answer is no, then you have to make some moves, right? You have to make some decisions and take the steps. And I know it's not easy. I know it's not. But inshallah, with Allah's guidance and blessings, you'll have a much better life, and so will your children. So with that said, because of the abuse and because of the way you described him, I would also like to suggest another alternative, which would be for him to go for counseling, or you both go for marriage counseling. Okay? I can't advise you on any diagnosis because I do not know. But you state that, you know, sometimes he's very arrogant and haughty, sometimes he's not. You state that he, you know, gets really upset about things, and he becomes, you know, very mean and in a bad mood for no reason. You state that his mood swings are excessive. So he possibly might be suffering from something like bipolar disorder, right? I don't know. I can't state. But just from what you've written, it's a possibility. So for him to get counseling, be assessed, would be a great benefit, right? Because if he could be treated for this, it may improve your marriage, inshallah. But how willing would he be to do this? I don't know. So if he's in a place where he's in a good mood, sister, and he's willing to listen, and perhaps you could, you know, sit down when things are calm with him and approach him with love and without accusation, and just, you know, suggest that you love him and you want to save the marriage, but you notice that sometimes he's really unhappy, and would he consider going for counseling? Alhamdulillah, he would say yes. But if he says no and he gets upset, well, there you go. But sister, please do look out for yourself and your children, number one. Try to see if he'll go for counseling. If he doesn't, then you're going to have to decide what you would like to do with your life. And yes, you do have the options to divorce or to separate. And I would kindly, you know, sister, hope that you consider that if he doesn't want to go for counseling or improve his situation. So please keep us informed, you know, where your decision is, how you're doing, if you need any further assistance. And please stay close to Allah. Pray to Allah for mercy and guidance and protection during this process. But yeah, it's time for you to start making some decisions, sister, so that you are happier and that you can live a happy life that you deserve. We wish you the best.